We've all seen popular house flipping shows on TV, but do we really know what it takes to take a house with much needed TLC into an absolutely incredible home? I'm here with Christine McElhinny of Windermere Homes and Estates, who's gonna take us through her seller's brand new house. So everybody wants to know, what does it take to flip a house into an incredible home?
It is a lot more work than people realize. It is crazy like the amount of work that goes into this flipping, staging, presenting, selling the house. I mean, first, you start with the typical demo, and then, even before you start demoing it, you have to figure out where you're gonna demo and where you're gonna make the layout go and how you're gonna make it flow. And I know with the seller, the group of them that fix this house up, it's always a struggle to whose idea is gonna win.
Right.
So.
And you're working with a seller right now who asked you, I wanna be in this certain community. Can you help me find a house that's gonna be perfect to flip? So
yeah.
They kind of had an area in mind, if you wanna take us through that.
Yeah, so he wanted a unique area where, you don't get to see a lot of flipping houses, just because the area is so unique and charming, which is Talmadge. So when we saw this house come up on the market, we knew that was the one we had to get, because we did go through the process of putting offers in on houses that were in nice neighborhoods, but as soon as Talmadge came up, it was game over. We had to have it, so that's what we did.
And it's genuinely that process of finding a rock and polishing it into a gem of a house.
Yeah.
So what are some of the features? I mean, we're showing pictures and this house was completely different. What are some of the key features that they wanted to add to this house?
Well, first and foremost, they wanted to give it that open concept, which is what everybody always wants, where the flow just feels right and natural. But they wanted to fix up the house so it was livable, and also so whoever buys it is not gonna have any issues with it. So one of the biggest things I think he did, which a lot of flippers don't seem to do, is replacing the roof. So he actually took off boards and paper and replaced both roofs on the house and the garage.
Wow, really? They don't really, that seems like most people should replace the roof.
Yeah, no, you should, but sometimes they're okay still.
Mm-hmm.
So people just don't go that extra mile to make sure everything is all secure. And another thing he also did is he replaced the electrical panel, which is a really expensive cost that some people don't like to take. But it's a needed thing. It's an important part of the house that, isn't the prettiest thing, but it does need to be replaced and fixed up. But more to the prettier parts of the house would be, we have new windows and new doors and new countertops, which are quartz and are very trendy right now. And then the subway tile and new floors. But he also kept the charm of the house. So he kept the crown molding in the dining room and the cutouts in the dining room. So it's.
And how many bedrooms is this?
It's a 2-bedroom, 2 full baths.
And the backyard is spectacular.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's definitely meant for entertaining. So he made it very open. But the neat thing about this backyard is it's originally built in tiers. So one part of the backyard, as you probably see in the pictures, is higher than the other part of the backyard. But it's meant for bonfires and cookouts and perfect for the 4th of July.
Right? So they got to get the house before the 4th of July because it's coming up.
Yep.
And you were saying that Talmadge is such a tight-knit community as well.
Yeah, they're very close. So I've really gotten the pleasure to meet a lot of the neighbors, and also the little walk down to Romeo and Juliet, which is a little restaurant that's owned by a husband and wife. And the husband is the cook and the wife is the only waitress. So it's a very small restaurant that is amazing food, and they're great with pairing wines with the food, so it's a lot of fun.
You can have your house and then just walk right and get a glass of wine, nice food.
Yep, exactly, a full belly, and then you go to sleep and sleep great.
And what would you say some of the areas that are close to this house?
Also is the Kensington Strip, so it's really just around the little canyon view off of Van Dyke. And that leads you right on to the Kensington Strip. So you're right there. It's super close, and I know that's popular with everybody. So Talmadge is perfect. It's far enough away to be quiet, but it's close enough to be out and about as well.
So take me a little bit about the history of Talmadge and how that even came about.
So I've heard through the neighbors as the neighbors are very close, they told me a story that how Talmadge became was there was 3 sisters and their last name was Talmadge. So they were silent film 1920s actors, and so I believe they got out of the business and decided to invest their money into real estate, which is never a bad idea.
Wow.
And so that's how Talmadge became, and then the 3 streets are Natalie, Constance, and Norma. So those are the 3 sisters' names. So we're on Natalie, which is kind of somewhat of a historic street.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what do you think the flipper is, who do you think is going to be the perfect family to go into this house?
You know, I think most families can go in, being that it's only a 2-2, so probably a smaller family or a couple or an older couple or pretty much anybody with not too many little ones running around, I would say. But I mean, it is, you know, you can make it into whatever you want it to be. There is an actual unpermitted granny flat in the back that has plumbing and has electricity. So you could make that into a guest house of some sort or make it into a bedroom, you know, so.
Yeah, so whether it's an investment property to rent out or, you know, at first, like you said, starter home. So if they don't get it, I'm on the way.
Yeah,
so.
please, yes, you would love it. You'd look so cute in there.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for coming on and telling your story. You're a testament to it's not easy to flip a house.
No.
So if someone's thinking about it, you're definitely a realtor that they should contact because you're experienced,
yes,
right?
Yes, I've gotten to see it from start to finish, which is really cool. I don't think a lot of people do get to see that. So I got to see all the blood, sweat, and tears go into this one. So
it was well worth it.
It was worth it.
Well, thanks for being here, Christine.
Thank you for having me.
And if you're selling your house and want to tell your story, email us at info@storyhousesd.com. And we'll see you next time on another great episode of Story House.